Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between sSak and Snow here on Escalade. Top left-hand corner, it is the orange Terran player, sSak. And in the bottom left, it is the teal Protoss player, it is Snow. And we can red versus red this, but not red versus blue, because this is a custom match instead of a top versus bottom or 1v1. We've got Noob watching, GGA Moda 605 on Otako Ruin watching here. Ruin is a professional player. I don't recognize the other names, but maybe they are casters of some kind. This is going to be a Patreon cast, all right? So it's going to be on patreon.com/FalconPaladin 1 month before it shows up on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much if you're seeing this the week of October the 9th for supporting me on that website for at least $1 a month. You're going to see this a month before anybody else. Well, other than Patreon fans, right? Right. And this is an RJB recommended replay, so you know it is good. I love it when RJB recommends replays for me because he is a huge Brood War fan, and he just likes looking at replays, likes getting replays, and handing them over to me. And he has his own StarCraft channel here on YouTube. Just search RJB TV, and you will find him. Alright, so what's going on here? Nothing too crazy here on Escalade. Have I cast a game on Escalade before? Actually, hold on a second. I can do this. Doop, 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 doop. I'm gonna get rid of all of their vision. Oh. Were they giving me vision? For a second, it feels like they were. Alright, so we have eggs on the ramp. We are used to that by now. It doesn't freak me out anymore. In the center here, we have a kind of a weird center double gas, double mineral patch setup here. Kind of interesting. Can you drop units onto this high ground? I wonder if you can. Definitely a 4-player map based on the symmetry involved here. Otherwise, nothing too crazy about it. I mean, third bases here. Can defend it pretty well with tanks if you happen to be a Terran player, which, by the way, sSak is. Really fantastic Terran player, too. I like casting sSak quite a bit. And Snow, I just haven't cast Snow in some time, but Snow is an elite top 5 Protoss player in the world right now, if not higher than that. The rankings fluctuate all the time. Just know that if you're watching a Snow game, you're watching some of the best Protoss play available in the year 2020. So hit that like button if you're enjoying this. If you're enjoying the Brood War only stuff here on the channel, I understand a lot of you are. I moved the StarCraft 2 stuff to a different channel, depending on when you're watching this, either a couple weeks or like 6 weeks ago. And I think it's been good. I think a lot of the StarCraft 2 fans have responded positively to it. A lot of the Brood War fans have responded positively to it. And I hope everybody can be happy now. I know that's not always possible to make everybody happy. But man, I have this impulse to do it anyway. So we are Rax into factorying right now. He's just being safe because he doesn't know what's going on. Now he sees the expansion. And he's like, crap, that's an early expand out of Snow. I should have my expansion going. I'm behind, but I couldn't scout because I scouted the wrong direction first. And now it's a double gate cybernetics core already on 2-base play. And sure, there's a Marine here what can do some damage, I guess. Maybe try to throw up a bunker? That's what these probes are trying to prevent. Making sure a bunker doesn't come up. Making sure this Marine doesn't get any damage done. That's the thing. Pretty good fighters, probes. They do little zappy zaps. We've seen them fight against SCVs a whole lot. But now there's 2 Marines, and that probe has to get out of there. So Zealot is out, though, and now it's really, really hard to get in here and get any damage done. What? I saw that, and I assumed it was a Maynard transfer, completely forgetting that sSak doesn't have a natural base yet. Because what is this? We are honestly pulling the boys. He's like, look, man, it was an early greedy Nexus out of Snow. I'm going to try to punish this. Let's bring the SCVs in to meat shield for my Marine buddies and see what damage we can get done. The Zealot's like, I gotta kill these Marines, but there's so many SCVs in the way. And now there's a bunker coming up, but guess what? There's a Dragoon here as well. So the Dragoon with the range can definitely help pick off these Marines. A Vulture's in the mix because the factory's done. This bunker is gonna finish just by virtue of the fact there are several SCVs here. Probes are defending like their lives depend on it right now, which they kind of do. The bunker's up, the Marines are in. Singularity charge is not anywhere near done. And now the natural base for Snow seems like it's in a lot of trouble. Dude, sSak, you absolute boss. He comes in, sees the early Nexus and says, how can I punish this? Well, I'm going to pull a lot of my SCVs, bring some Marines down, build a bunker, bring a vulture down here too, and then take down the Nexus. I mean, you could try to jump on this and kill it, but I think that window is closing like really fast right now. And there it is, Nexus down. The Dragoons are just here to make sure that further attacks into the main base are not possible, and they're setting up for a position where when Singularity Charge finishes, they'll be ready to get some attacks off. But dang, SSak, you absolute madman. That was amazing. Again, RJB replays never, ever disappoint. This is fantastic. Robotics facility coming off of one base right now. The range is going to be done here in like 10 seconds. And then it's going to be, you're going to try to repair. The contain here is kind of incredible. So there it is. Here's the repair. But, oh, the spider mines are done now. You can't out-repair the damage these Dragoons are doing, not with 4 SCVs. A siege tank arrives. This is like reverse. This is usually we see the Protoss on the Terran side of the map. And there's the bunker and the SCVs and the tank and the spider mines. But this is a... Oh, spider mine friendly fire kills those Marines. He's no... I mean, Snow knows there's more spider mines out there, so he's going to just hang out, defend, get an observatory up. Ooh, that was actually... Zealot absorbed the hit, which is better than the Dragoons taking the hits, that's for sure. The Dragoons are needed to handle these Vultures. If it's just Zealots, it's going to be a bad time for the Zealots. So, natural base coming up for SSak. He's ahead. He's ahead right now on base count after... My goodness. The ability to punish that by pulling SCVs and then go home and get a lead economically, that was some wizardry, man. That was absolutely incredible stuff out of SSak. He's scouting to make sure that the Nexus is actually coming up. Well, he's trying anyway, but he can't actually see, which is a little bit interesting. He's in a position to see the Nexus, but he doesn't see it. So, whatever. He's cool. Look at them actually taking down these eggs. It was easier, I'm guessing, for tanks and things to get out. This makes pathing better on ramps if it's a wider ramp compared to a narrower, constrained ramp. Robotics Bay coming in, which could indicate some pretty darn fast Reaver drops to get revenge for the death of his Nexus here by Snow. But what an incredible opening. Just beautiful opening there. Out of SSak. I mean, he's not technically ahead. He's ahead in worker count, yes. And he's got spider mines out, which is super duper annoying for the Protoss, but it's 2 base to 2 base right now. The tech is favoring the Protoss just because Reavers are out. It's a little bit higher on the tech tree than siege tanks. And let's see what we get here. Siege mode is obviously done. Going for vehicle attacks here. Is he worried about drops? He should be. I guess that's the other thing this barracks is doing, is checking for shuttles coming up towards him from this direction, as that is the best route for them to take, the shortest distance anyway, between 2 points is that straight line. Supply depot coming up. SCV holding a barrel of Vespine gas is able to construct a supply depot, which is always kind of a weird lore thing, right? Ah, third base coming up down here. It is a gas third. So it's very nice. Some maps in the recent map pools only have minerals for their third bases, but I think every base on this map has gas. So it is... Yeah, I mean, that's just a lot of Vespine gas for everyone. Especially good for Zerg, who is making a lot of gas-heavy units the longer the game goes on here. So third base coming up. I mean, Snow swinging back into the lead here. This is what it is. Took an early lead, took a macro lead there, got punished, and now is able to take a third base and get ahead at this point. I like it. I mean, again, this is how Protoss has to beat Terran. They gotta out-macro them, man. If you're on equal base count versus an elite Terran player, you're just gonna die. There's no way to do it. You're very Zerg in that way. In this matchup, think like the Zerg. Expand a whole ton. Try to jump on top of that tank count and keep it low. I mean, it's the ingredients we've talked about in PvT over and over and over again. And oh, that flies right through the barracks. So there's a shuttle heading up this way. And we're going to move into position to deal with that, says Goliath. Is Charon booster done? I'm not sure that it is. We're just going to unload here and I guess get some easy kills on a supply depot to begin with. And maybe push the front while we're dropping the main. And then just get out. Supply depot down. Hopefully supply blocked SSak. Nah. Did not. But trying to push on this with siege tanks and spider mines in the front. Again, you're going to lose some vultures. But that's a good thing. Spider mines laid, and the dragoons. Okay, that one took some serious hits, but was moving away from it. Vultures getting into this third does scout it and does kill a couple probes before getting wiped out, but could have been worse, could have been better. Yeah, spider mines all up in this area, so unloading in this direction is really difficult for that shuttle. Wherever it is. It's over this way? Cool. I don't know why it was down there, but it's there now. Okay, so whittling down the tank count, out expanding the Terran player. Those are your goals. Tank count has not been whittled down. SCV gets sniped. Some really patient play here by Snow. He's just not interested in getting here and trying to kill all the SCVs, because that means you probably lose your Reavers and probably your shuttle in the process. So just kill what you can. Wait for a better opportunity. One will probably present itself. A vulture drop coming down the right side. Going to try to get on this again, I have to assume. Or maybe shut down this base attempt, because again, Snow is expanding like a Zerg player. Fourth base here, while SSak is on 2. Does he want to go here for the third or here for the third? I don't know. We'll have to see. Either way, again, a lot of really tight spaces in this map. Shuttle versus dropship. Hello. Hello, Sam. Hello, Sarah. That's their names. Sam and Sarah. I'm just unloading here and throwing down spider mines. That's it. That's it. Some fairly conservative stuff here from both players after the initial very greedy opening from Snow and Snack's pull the boys moment in response. But since then, it's been pretty chill, honestly. Nobody's really gone for crazy killing blows at all. And so far, we're pretty even. 116 to 127 total supply. Snow is up, but again, to be expected as he's on 3 bases. And SSak's only on 2 here. The fact that SSak is not even... I mean, he's got a 3rd CC here, so the indication is he's going to take it down this left side. Yes. The Vultures... Dang, the Vultures got in. They're going to try to take down this cannon, which, you know what, you can do if you have enough Vultures. Especially if they have +1 attack. But if you don't have enough Vultures, then maybe just go after the probes instead and try to whittle down that worker count to 60. For the probes, several probes have died here for sure. Is this like a double expand scenario from Snow? Yeah, so those Vultures all die. They were YOLO Vultures. They knew they didn't have much by way of lifespan whatsoever. So 3rd base flying naked down this left side, which I'm a little bit worried about for SSak, but it doesn't seem... I was going to say there's no vision, but guess what? This shuttle's going to have vision on this thing, and then it's pretty easy for these Zealots to wander up here and shut it down. So I feel like... It just feels like Snow has this game. He's denying the 3rd base, if by accident, happening to be up that way. He didn't have any vision up there previously. Snow's got a 4th base coming in. He might end up taking a 5th base. He's got the resources for it. This has to be one heck of a 2-base push, man. This is going to be a really, really strong push out of SSak. It's either going to be an actual push, or he's going to try to just solidify this 3rd base location before the command center lands into it. Regardless, it's going to be slow going, because you can't just A-move these tanks over here. The Dragoons will jump on top of these tanks with their +1 attack and whittle them down. If they're sieged, it's a different story for sure. Did these Vultures find this 4th? They sure did. You silly Vultures. Tricks are for kids. I mean, you're going to die, obviously, but you'll get this 1 cannon. Congratulations. Vulture sneaking up to see if there's actually a base coming up in the bottom right, and there's not. I don't know, maybe you try to expand up this way. Might be a little bit easier. It sure seems like that's what this positioning on these tanks is. Arbiter's already out. Are we surprised by this? No. Not surprised by the Arbiter tech whatsoever. Wow, this is a YOLO play. I know I said YOLO once already in this game, but alright, this is where we're going for it, man. Okay, big time SCV kills down there. Not humongous, but yeah, several SCVs go down. No, okay, that was a 7 or 6 SCVs killed. Dude, this Reaver droppage play is kind of disgusting. It's Vultures responding to this. Oh, they got one. They got one anyway. Are you kidding right now? And yes, shuttle does go down. Charon booster, good upgrade. Absolutely, yes. But it's 180 to 138 total supply. SSak is down to 63 SCVs and 2 bases. And this just feels like Snow's got this thing in the bag. He's killing tanks, causing friendly fire splash on those siege tanks. backing out, making sure there's no third base easily taken by sSak at all. His fourth base is happily mining. And it really seems like he wants to take a fifth over here, too. This is just absolute domination by Snow in this game. I'm trying to figure out a way for sSak to win this thing, and a giant tank push. Look at this. Snow doesn't care. Defensive Matrix is coming up on some of these siege tanks. And now Snow does have to retreat because the tank counts maybe a little bit higher than he expected it to be, but there was an observer there. He saw everything. Dude, is this... Okay, again, this is just... If sSak can get a huge attack in here, either kill the main base of Snow or kill these two expansions along the bottom. If he can't do either of those things, though, I just don't know how he wins this game. But +2 siege tanks, man. Ah, they're scary. They're scary for everyone. They're scary for Terran Protoss and a Zerg. Nobody likes that sound. Nobody likes getting shot at by +2 tanks. Third base lands successfully for sSak. Temporarily successfully because this army is pretty mean. I mean, sure, that observer is going to die, but I don't think that command center cannot stay there. Whether it's going to die or not, I don't actually know. Got some Dragoons heading out the right side. We're going to clear out these spider mines. The Vultures with +2 say no. Not allowed. SCVs coming to transfer to the third. Say the Dragoons. We've got +1 attack. That's not happening. 7 Dragoons at a time in production right now. Just making sure this third base doesn't happen. The denial here by Snow is fantastic. He's getting recall. Making 3 more gates. He is taking this bottom right-hand base. Again, if Snow doesn't win this game, it's going to be because sSak throws together some kind of crazy offensive like right now. Because sSak is falling further and further and further behind every second. This income advantage is as pronounced as it is. He's oversaturated on 2 of his bases because he expected to have a third base by now. So much income happening. Alright, sSak, you're a 2-basing Terran against a 5-basing Protoss. It's not ideal. Good stasis on half of these units. Going to prevent the push from getting out and across the map for another couple minutes. And so far, I mean, this is just Snow being like, look, you killed my Nat. But I am just winning every other aspect of this game. The Zealot Bombs, walking Zealot Bombs into siege tanks here. That's all it was. This command center is just trying to find a home. Just wants a home, man. These Dragoons, just with +2 attack, killing SCVs. sSak's down to 59 workers right now. Again, he's oversaturated, which is a problem. Whoa, Snow coming up the left side. Oh, he's sneaking in back behind the tank lines. Behind enemy lines, attacking the front as well. sSak's just been picked apart here. He had a big force, but he's just been pulled apart in many directions at once. He had to respond to the guys in the back lines, and that means his front lines get destroyed. The right side is just spider mines. Is sSak going to take the middle? Yes! sSak's taking the middle base. Oh, first time casting on this map, and he's going to take the middle base. I love it. That is, delicioso. Muy, muy delicioso. And the command center is taking more hits, because that's what Snow lives to do today, is hit this command center with Dragoon shots. Scans as the Arbiter is cloaking pretty heavily. SCVs transferring into a current ongoing war zone, which is not recommended action here. It's 168 to 114 supply. SCVs continuing to get picked off. This command center taking direct hits. It just doesn't matter. It's going to die. SCVs transferring in, trying to fight. That third base is gone. I don't see how sSak comes out on top here at all, and no. sSak has left the game at 19 minutes and 7 seconds. And Snow is your winner here. Yeah, it's just like I said. Snow opened with the incredibly greedy opening, which sSak punished, took an economic lead, and then Snow just went into Zerg style, man. Third base fast, fourth base fast, fifth base fast. Denied the third base of sSak over and over and over and over again. And if you just keep your opponent to 2 bases, well, you manage to take 5 bases yourself. It's just simple math, friends. You're gonna win the match, is the trick. And that's exactly what happened. wow. I mean, that was incredible. That was an absolutely ridiculously great game. Thanks again, RJB, for letting me know this replay was good, because it was good. It really was. I mean, some probes died, yes, but we're still at 65 probes here at 19 minutes. So many SCVs died in this engagement right here. There's a Reaver in the mix that I think, I don't know, that's probably the Reaver, one of the Reavers. Oh, no, it's probably a new one, because both Reavers died during the engagement into the main base like 5 minutes ago. So never mind. But yeah, this is not happening. There's an army left behind to make sure this doesn't happen. SSak had no intent of taking the 12 o'clock at all. I think for a second he maybe kind of considered it, but then he went for the middle, which, go big or go home. He knew he was behind. He knew he had to get something done, but there's too much Arbiter stasis. Look at this. Look at all this that is stasis up here that can't defend this base or these SCVs. Great, great stasis play there. Snow just showing how to beat an elite Terran player. You out macro them. You keep their tank count low. Maybe you sacrifice a lot of Dragoons to keep that tank count low. But look, tank count is maybe 5. It's maybe 5 for SSak at this point in the game. And that's just not enough to win it against a good Protoss player. Good upgrade too. That +2 really coming in handy. Good PVT. Good Patreon casts. Yeah, man, 19 minutes. It felt like it was longer. It was just so jam-packed from the beginning. 95,000 points for SSak, 112,000 points for Snow. Ended up out-producing the Protoss player, actually. A lot of those are Vultures. Ended up getting out-killed quite substantially. Resources going to be the bigger tell here than structures. And yeah, pretty even on gas mined. More minerals mined by Snow substantially, and way more spent. Boy, that's almost 10,000. It is officially 9,200 more spent overall by Snow, and that was just the bigger army, man. That was the Arbiters, it was the Zealots, the Dragoons, the Reavers, the Shuttles. Just had more stuff. SSak never got a third base in 20 minutes, and you cannot win a match if that is the equation. It's, again, simple math in a lot of ways. Man. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.